We're leaving. We're going home. You're gonna have a barn to run around in. Like the last time you moved us, we ended up living in an RV. Can't imagine where we're gonna live next. You're not used to a bit of mud on your paws, eh? Spoiled house cat. Well, we're finally moved onto our land.
Finally.
It's been 23 months.
Very stressful 23 months to get here. It is not the time. We thought, 4 months we'll be on the land. No big deal. Little do we as novices know. Stuff takes time. It's a learning curve.
So we're here now.
Yeah, we're here now.
What are you most looking forward to now that we're here?
What I'm most relieved about is the fact that I don't have to get up, drive an hour, stop, offload the equipment, set the equipment up, and then try and start. And then before the day's end, having to pack it all up again, pack everything away, put it in the truck, drive an hour home.
Mm-hmm.
It's honestly soul destroying, and I thought it was just me, but lots of folks I've spoken to, they brought it up and said setting up and taking down and all that driving is a killer. The fact that we're here now, I've got all my tools and everything outside on a workbench. I just did some adjustments to the water tank there to put a power point in, not a power point, just a switch so that we can run the little water pump, which is just a temporary thing. I just walked over to the bench, picked up the drill, the impact driver, and just did it and went back.
But that's one of the disadvantages when you buy raw land, is that you don't, in our situation, we weren't living here because there was no utilities here, so we had to do everything.
Yeah, and we had to live so far. We didn't realize actually, it doesn't feel far until you start doing it.
Yeah, so if you're buying land that has infrastructure on it, then you're miles ahead of
or the ability to be able to, in the weather conditions we have, we need to put something up so we can just move on to. Tools are a little scattered. It's going to be scattered for a bit, and then it'll get very, very organized, and we'll become tremendously efficient.
But everything's worked really well. Like, I was just actually thinking today, like, the water work, like, everything works. There's nothing that doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that was a big question mark, because you don't know until you're in it, so.
I'm not an expert. I've never done this before. The certain basics to live, I was immensely stressed about to make sure that the theory works. I've never done it.
Yeah, well, we need to get organized now that we're settled. So just kind of clean up, try to organize as best we can. Like Vance said, it's mud season. So the next big thing, because we've had snow, like it's spring, but we've had like a couple days of snow. Now it's like you wouldn't even know because it's already melted off. But every time it snows, it rains in the barn. So the next big thing is to get the metal roof on, and we're hoping to do that in the next couple weeks, at least at least before the end of this month. That has to happen.
Yeah, we're in a strong position of actually improving the quality of our life here so that we can get on with the business of actually getting the homestead and the home and all of that. So we've done all the foundation-y stuff. Now it's like get the roof on, get ourselves dried in, get ourselves warmed up, put some kind of flooring, move all of our personal possessions in, all of those things that will improve the quality of your life, which makes you happier, and it's what we want. And we'd like to have a little bit of a summer where we actually remember to take a day off for ourselves and go and do a hike, go and cycle, or maybe in the evenings, we can take an evening off and take the bikes out and go and cycle, because we live in a beautiful, beautiful place. It's absolutely stunning. And we now have the opportunity to lift our heads to the mountains and see the beauty of where we are and why we're here. So we're at that beautiful position now where we're going from the struggle to improving quality of our life.
Well, I'm just excited that we can actually get momentum now, and things are going to start getting faster and faster. And
as soon as it gets faster, you feel better, you feel more rewarded, you feel more accomplished. You're more inspired, you're more grateful. It was, and I'm not complaining, I'm just saying it was really tough. We didn't expect it to be that tough, but now we're seeing daylight of this phase.
It felt like we'd never get here, because it was just everything takes so long. So you just start to think maybe I'll just always going to live in the campground. We're never actually going to move here.
Yeah,
it takes a toll, it's hard on the head for sure.
Yeah, it is hard on the head. You have to dig very, very deep and keep going.
Yeah.
And we're at that sweet spot now.
You think it's going to be hard doing this, and it's like you're prepared for that, but then you're
it gets
really
hard.
not. Yeah.
Things go wrong.
There's things that you don't even think of that are just so stupid, but it's like, oh.
Small hurdles become tremendously painful.
Yeah.
And really, and probably I would suggest to anybody that's trying to start doing this, you're pursuing your goal, your objective, what we're doing.
Well, you have to really want it. Why? What's your why to
even
want
if you're
this? Because on a bad day, there's so many days where I was just oh, this is ridiculous. This is crazy. I feel insane doing this, and I'll probably come out of it scarred at the end of it, but slightly a little bit insane. Even though we're here, and it's a huge step forward, and it's a huge milestone since we left the city 2 years ago. It's still it is still hard. It's gotten a little bit easier, but it's still hard, especially with the way, mostly the weather right now, because it's you want spring to be here, you want summer to be here. Everywhere else in the world, it's spring or summer, but not in Canada.
Yeah.
It's still winter.
Sun comes out, I think, that's going to be great. No, you got 8 inches ankle deep mud.
So summer's coming, maybe, someday. And I don't know, we got a lot of work ahead of us, so.
We have tremendous goals, targets. They're right up there. They're lofty.
Metal needs to go on the roof.
Yeah.
Board and batten needs to go on the walls. And then we'll just
I've got to put the garage door on. I've got to put floor. I've got to put the dirt floor in and level that off and do that. Move all our gear on here. We're at the phase 2. We're on the land. Part 1. Very excited.
Yeah. Well, I think you said it all.
Yeah, I sounded gloomy.
Yeah.
But I'm not trying to be gloomy. I'm just trying to be. We have no regrets. We're very excited, but it was tough.
Mm-hmm.
We're not saying, "Oh, woe is me," but it was tough. It was tougher than what we thought.
Rice is done.
Yeah, we're here. So, yeah, lots of stuff to do. Very excited. Very happy.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much all I got there.
So now that we're here, the videos will be hopefully more frequent. In the past, in the last 2 years, all the videos that I have put out, I only had one day. I had Saturday, because that was the day we came out here to work. So whatever I could get as far as content, I had one day to do it. But now that we're here, I have a lot more time. That's our update for this video. Thanks for being here. Hopefully we didn't bore you too much. So if you're still here, thank you, and we'll see you next time.